SuperTalk.com. I do believe that Mr. Bobby Rush is here. Let's see. Lance. Oh, yeah, let's play this by ear here. Now, does he have earphones on? Can he hear me?
Not yet. No, sir.
All right.
I've got the studio rolling up. I'm going to go in there and let him know.
I tell you what you do. Would you do this? You can cut the video for a second here and get him set up and the microphone. And let me do a couple of quick shots so
yes,
you
sir.
can.
I'll get him a headset put on, and we'll be ready to go.
Listen. He deserves, at 89 years old, he deserves a little extra time.
Yes,
so
sir.
take your time. Let me know when you're ready. All right. I love this story because it's a direct connection between. How do I see this? Being a criminal and being stupid. And there is a connection. Florida man named Johnny Yates was on the run from police. He was on the run because of aggravated battery, and he barricaded himself into his house, and the police came to get him out. But Johnny Yates had a brilliant plan to divert his capture. I mean, a brilliant plan. I'm not sure how long he thought about this, but you know he put a lot of funkiness into it. What he didn't know that there was a stakeout, and the police followed him to the home. No problem, though, because his plan, I'm sure, to Johnny Yates was fail-proof. What was the brilliant plan Johnny Yates did? Yates tried to trick the officers by putting a sign on the door that said Johnny Yates does not live here anymore. It did not work. Cops were not fooled. They had a loudspeaker. As a matter of fact, had to get him out with some smoke bombs, but they got him out. He is now in custody. Brilliant.
We're ready to go when you are, sir.
I am ready, and if he's got the earphones on and everything, let's get her done here with the one and only. What a privilege and a pleasure to Bobby Rush. Bobby, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you well, man. It's so good talking to you, man. Oh, man. And you from Shaw, Mississippi? Are you kidding?
You don't know where that
and
is.
you're 39 years old? I like that.
Yeah, I'm 39 years old. Yeah, I'm 39 years old. And you're 44.
Yeah, I'm 43.
Here's the truth, though, for both of us.
Yeah.
89. Is the new 69.
That's right, the new 69. That's the new 69.
It is remarkable, though, 89 years old. I mean,
89 and some months. Yeah.
It's been good for you because the blues been good for you. You are still going on. How are you doing these venues now?
I'm blessed. I'm doing a lot of work. I'm just blessed to be here doing it, and I'm blessed to be able to do it and have an opportunity to do it. So I'm so thankful.
Number one, you've been around for so long, and you've seen so much, and you've seen things change too over the years, and
Well, I talk about things. I've been here a long time. I thought about things are changing. And things are steady changing, but most things have changed, remain the same because there's nothing new under the sun. You know, when you get my age and you creeping up on me, and you know that ain't nothing new under the sun. You know,
that's it.
You know,
that is it.
I'm from a little country town in Louisiana, but my people from Mississippi. So you being from Shaw, you understand being a country, being a country boy. You know, hey.
Bobby, I grew up on a cotton farm and 100 acres. It wasn't a plantation. We counted on a lot of African Americans to be there. Year after year for years and years. I mean, they were part of the family. I hate to say this, and I was out there with them.
Yeah.
And when you're about 8 or 9 or 9 or 10 years old, you're not. It's not a fascination to grab a hoe. It was a duty.
No, it was a duty. It was a choice, man. You know.
Yeah, and one of the things I remember is no matter when it was, they were always singing. There was always music while the task was going on, no matter what.
While they were working hard, while they were working easy, while they were working sweating or whatever, it was always a song that was in their mind and in their soul, they were doing it to get the day by, man. You know.
Your dad was a musician and also a pastor. How did that play in your life?
Oh, great, man. It played great because during the time I came up, most of the guys that I talked to was in a situation where music, if you have someone spiritual in your life around your house, the blues were devil music, but not in my household. My daddy was a pastor of 2 churches.
Wow.
But he never talked about the music that I played, which is the blues being the devil music. He never He never told me to sing the blues, but he never told me not to, you know. So that was a green light to me, being obedient to my father. If he had told me not to sing the blues, I probably wouldn't have sung the blues because I was just that into my father. What he said was right to me, you know.
And if you did have musical inclinations back in those days, it was. I mentioned we were talking about it. We never had fruit like oranges and apples except on Christmas. You just didn't buy those things; they were frivolous. Unless we had our own fruit, we picked them off a plum tree,
That's right.
pear tree.
We had plenty of pear trees, pecan trees, and everything else. Then if we did get an orange for Christmas, being 10 kids in the house, we had to split in half, sometimes split in four, you know.
And I wouldn't trade it for the world. But the same thing, if you had musical inclinations, you weren't going to just go out there to the guitar store and buy it. You had to. You didn't have names like Stradivarius and Fender and Gibson.
Man, you made it. We had. They called it. We had a one-string guitar. Where I started off with, man. I played this one-string guitar. Let me tell you about this guitar. I made this guitar one time. They call them dilly bows now, but we didn't know about dilly bows. The name of dilly bow. I made him put a brick at the top and a ball at the bottom, and I was playing the thing, and the brick fell out and hit me in the head. I was about 7, 8 years old. I was bleeding, and so I got smart. I didn't tear it down, and I didn't stop playing it, so I switched the brick to the bottom, put the ball at the top. Then I started playing that Yeah, man. And
what was the strangest thing you've ever seen made out of a guitar?
Well, I'll tell you what, the biggest lie I ever told about my guitar was one time I broke my string. The string come from a broom wire, you know, when the broom is...
yes, at the end of the broom. Yeah.
But my mother had bought a new broom, and I called my mama, Ma, can I have the wire? She said, yeah, you can have it, boy, when the broom wear out. Well, that probably take a few months, you know, for the broom to wear out. But I went down and put it in a horse trough where your horses and mules drink water, and got it real wet. And I said, cow, come here. And I stuck the broom up to the cow's mouth, and the cow chewed it and ate it up.
Yeah.
And I went back home and said, I said, Mother, can I have this broom? She said, oh, yeah, boy, you can have the old broom. That's the old broom. She thought that was the old broom. That was the new broom. The cow ate all the straws off of it. And I wouldn't make my guitar. I lied to my mom. Then she had to go buy another broom, you know. And at that time, the broom probably cost 50 cents or something, you know, roughly, you know. But that's part of life, and you lie for the music, man.
Don't you wish you still had that earliest musical instrument, though? Don't you wish you still had that?
Yeah, but I can make it now, and I made many of them and plenty of them after the fact. But it don't give you the same level that the 6-string give you. But at that time, that's all I had, and that's all I knew about. So it's like writing a book. You can only write about what you know about.
We're going to have a Bobby Rush song go out of here, but when we come back, can you play us something when we come back in?
Yes, I can.
All right,
I'd love to do it, man. You're a good host, man.
You do this. You just decide which one you're going to select. We'll do a little business here.
All right.
Back in a moment with a blues icon, a young 89 years old Bobby Rush, 12 Blues Music Awards for the album Porcupine Meat. That was a winner. Here's some music from Bobby Rush. He is inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame, Mississippi Musician Hall of Fame, the Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame. I don't think there's anything left other than that one. And he's also going to be at the Ellis Theater. We'll tell you about that coming up. Mr. Rush, if you don't mind, sir, what's the song you've selected?
Well, it's a little song that I talked about. The girl that I love did me wrong, and I tried to get out of my mind, but every time I look around, I'm thinking about her and imitating myself being at her house, and when I wasn't there, I just couldn't get off my mind. Let me tell you about the song, okay?
Oh, now you understand this is the FCC now. Make sure everything is okay.
Oh, I know that. I know. This is all clean for old man.
Very good. Go ahead, sir.
And it goes like this. My baby left me 3 nights ago, and she told me she didn't love me no more. I need some time, to try to find how to get the girl out of my mind. She left me here to cry. Didn't even tell me goodbye. I need some time, to try to find how to get the girl out of my mind. She left me drinking wine, trying to find a way to get her out of my mind. I need some time, to try to find how to get the girl out of my mind. She left me without a word of warning. Didn't even tell me she was going. I need some time, try to find how to get the girl out of my mind.
Mr. Bobby Rush. Going to be in Philadelphia, Mississippi at the Ellis Theater in Philadelphia on Friday, November 10th, 8 p.m.
On my birthday.
That's your birthday?
My birthday, November 10th.
Get out of here. 90 years old.
Yeah, I'll be 90. Don't rush me. I got another month to go.
Well, no, but it's the fresh start. I mean, 90 is a fresh start. You got all the way through the 90s to go. So
yeah.
One of the great interviews that I've enjoyed over the years is Bo Diddley when he was with us. And we started talking about something, and he validated something as a farm boy that I seriously believe. People who have the experience. You got a lot of great blues artists. Hey, you got a white kid from Germany who can play the blues.
Yeah.
But when you've been there, when you've experienced the blues, something comes out of that guitar that you cannot replicate.
Yeah, I think that's what I have too. Being from Mississippi helps me to relate to the sound of this song. Even if you go to Chicago and catch a blues man, I go out L.A. catch a blues man. If you trace the roots, you'll find them right back from Mississippi. Most of the guys
absolutely
can't come from this area of Mississippi.
I got to ask you something.
Yeah.
You were from Homer, Louisiana.
Homer, Louisiana.
But you, as a young kid, I mean, you went to Arkansas, from Arkansas, and
Chicago.
To Chicago. I did the same thing, go from Shaw to Chicago. And I don't even remember those days, but I was thinking, I look back and now saying, what the hell were you thinking as far as you go from a town of 2,000 people into Chicago? And it is exciting, though.
I was thinking about my freedom as a man, especially as a blues man, as a black man. I wanted to go to Chicago because everybody told me that Chicago, I could go where I wanted to go, do some of the things I couldn't do in the southern states, eat places I couldn't eat, and stay in places I couldn't stay in. And so on and so on. But I didn't have enough money to buy my ticket to Chicago from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. So I bought my ticket to Memphis, Tennessee, which was $3.80 at the time, and where B.B. King and Sonny Boy Williamson were living in Helena, Arkansas. But they both were working on Beale Street, along with Rufus Thomas. And I went there and worked for $3.50 a week for 2 or 3 weeks to get me enough money to go to where Chuck Berry and Albert King was in East St. Louis. So I worked on the street with that, and I made $4 or $5 a week. Got enough money to get to Chicago in 1951, where Muddy Waters.
How did you go up there, on the train?
On a bus.
On the bus?
On a bus. Bus, man. Bus ticket was $7.80 from there.
Wow.
So, it was $6 something. A whole thing was about $12, something like that. Go to Chicago at the
Did you
time.
take did you take the same band with you and one of the members of the band?
No, I didn't.
You just started over?
And I started over because I had a little band. I had put together. Elmo James was in my band, and called it Bobby Rush and the Four Jivers in 1951.
Was Pine Top Perkins in there?
Time Pop Perkins didn't get into 1957.
Any of those people still around, or are they all singing in heaven?
No, they didn't have all of them. There's nobody around. Someone told me the other day, said Bobby Rush, how many people you invited to your birthday party?
All your friends.
Man, all my friends. Man, come on. I laughed about it, but then it's a sad thing, too. But it's a good thing that I'm still here to remember those things. And nobody to invite, man. If I get to four, I'm blessed, you know.
Wait a minute, you got a lot of friends. As a matter of fact, what was the event that you were in last night that you got in late?
I was with the Boys and Girls fundraising, and I'm involved with a lot of things like that. First time with this situation, but I do so many of those kind of things because I'm always trying to be involved with children, and not just young people, and older people too, who lack of knowledge, who don't know some things that I know, who not in a position to do some things I do, who had the shots in life, and I try to make sure that what I have learned, I pass it down to the younger people, and then to help the older people too. And I used to go to what I call the old folk home, they call it. And I'm one of the old folks, man, you know.
look around and find out who they call the old folks.
Man.
I wouldn't want to go back 5 years or 10 years or 20 years, and certainly not more than that, though. I mean, God put you here, and it's a natural cycle one way or the other. So you have been blessed, and I have too. You remember the first song played on the radio that you wrote?
No, but I remember the first song that I played that I liked so much.
And that you heard it on the radio?
Yeah, I heard it on the radio. It just said, you get the hook and I get the pole, babe. You get the hook and I get the pole. We going down to the crawdad hole, honey.
No kidding.
Man, if I could just do this song, man.
What, was it on WDIA?
No, it was on WLAC.
WLAC,
Nashville, Tennessee. Horseman Allen, John R., you know.
You have been with so many of the greats, and your name is in there too. But when you start talking about people that, Muddy Waters, Etta James, Howling Wolf.
Yeah, B.B. King and...
God, B.B. King. I mean,
Johnny Hook and all the guys. Man, come on! I come up with all these guys.
You got stories that you could tell about any of those people?
Oh, I got some nice stuff, man. Don't put me over there. So
come on,
SuperTalk won't be the same place, man.
That's okay. I want to hear some stories. I mean,
let me tell you about James Brown.
My goodness,
this James Brown and I. This was 1957, 58. James Brown wasn't no big artist then, neither was I. We were down to Sumter, South Carolina. So James Brown and myself was in a club. There was another guy, Little Milton, was there, and Howling Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
But James Brown wanted to be the star of the show, so we had this dressing room beside that building, and James Brown thought Wolf was in the room dressing, but I was in the room dressing, and he pulled a cord out of the wall so the light would go off, so he could go on last. And I was in there dressing, so I dressed in the dark. When I got on the stage, man, I had a black shoe on and a white shoe. And I didn't know it. And when people looked down and said, wow, Bobby Rush is so cool. And I laugh about those kind of mistakes. And it turned out to be great for me, man. Yeah. And I wound up for about 2 years, had to come on the stage dressing with two-tone shoes, man, because they thought I was so cool. To a mistake, you know.
Which one of those guys, Howling Wolf or James Brown or any of those? Which one were more likely to party too much the night before? Don't answer that one right now.
No.
Wait till we get back.
I say it like this: it was not a wolf. It was so now.
Or Etta James.
But between Etta James and James Brown. It's a tossed up.
More coming up. Hang on. from Bobby Rush. I got a couple of things here real quick. Just getting word that Kevin McCarthy is going to be giving the nominating speech for Jim Jordan before the third speaker vote. Is that a shocker or what? So there you go. Now, on the C Spire text line, I got a couple of things here. Amanda in Pike County said, did Bobby Rush ever eat at Kelly's Truck Stop in Homer, Louisiana?
Yes.
Probably, no kidding. She says her aunt and uncle owned it. We are all family in Mississippi, are we not?
Yes.
How about that?
Yeah,
and also,
we're part of the Kunas family. That's what they call us down there.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Keith in Vaden, Mississippi, said, can you play Henpecked? And I'm not sure if you, was that one of your songs?
That's one of my songs. I have 419 records, man.
What a library.
So that's one of the songs,
Before we ask you a couple of other things here, go ahead.
I just want to say, because you go ahead and ask me the question, because this is going to be around what I have to do for a minute.
Well, I was going to ask you, when you start talking about all of these people out there, you most memorable on that long trail. And I spent a lot of time up in Clarksdale. That's where I met my wife,
right?
Of almost 55 years, and she was at the radio station WROX. And right before I got there, about 15, 16 years earlier, was a guy who was a DJ named Ike Turner there.
Yeah.
So, and if you look at Clarksdale today, I don't know if you played any appearances in the City of the Blues there, but they have utilized that now more than ever before in their history, and getting people from all over the country to come in.
Yeah, they're coming. I was there this past weekend to the juke joint situation up there with Perkins Place.
Yeah.
And when I wasn't working, I just went in to kind of support the people who was working. And at my age and time, I just support just my face at the place. Mean that the guys have done something right and keeping it going on to encourage people to keep the blues alive, because the blues is the root, is the mother of all of this music.
Absolutely.
And if you don't like the blues, you probably don't like your mama.
You don't like Elvis either, if you don't like the blues.
That's right.
There's a lot of that.
That's right.
And in those days, this was the late 60s, across the railroad track, Essequina Avenue.
That's right.
On Essequina Avenue, we had a remote studio over there for Early Wright.
That's right.
And the Soul Man. But we did a little politicking and campaigning there, and you couldn't go from a barbershop to a barbecue place on Essequina Avenue that somebody wasn't playing the blues.
That's right.
And some of those names probably were the Muddy Waters and people.
Yeah, the whole thing about that, though, we can talk about some the juke joints and where they weren't playing the blues, but the problem that I have with that, the people who were playing the blues, they weren't getting paid for playing the blues.
No, they weren't. Maybe a meal or something.
That's what I'm talking about. Because that's what the Chitlin Circus was about. It wasn't about the money. It was about paying you giving you some food to play. That was chitlins.
Yeah. Bobby, were you surprised when you started finding out how much popularity we had overseas? Almost more than we had in the South. Well, it was more than
more. It not almost. It was much more.
Yes.
5 times, maybe 10 times more. And it's still like that. It's still more popular. I am more popular overseas than I am U.S. But I've been blessed for the last maybe 20 years to cross over to a white audience, and yet I maintain the black audience. It's not many black guys who've done that. Most guys that cross over and cross out. But I've been able to do it. And I think I did it because of my music, because I'm a borderline with my music. The blues, kind of funky and kind of risque-ish, and I talk the kind of talk they want to know what I'm going to say next, and do I have nerve to say what I'm saying? So I had a little something going for me. Not intentionally, I did it accidentally when I found out it was working for me. So I do like a boxer. When you move, when I hit you and you move your head, you shouldn't have did that. I come with another lick.
It worked out, so you keep going. A note from 662, former Panola County Sheriff Hugh Bright was a huge fan of Bobby Rush. Bobby played at his funeral in 2009.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Clint from Panola.
Yeah. You know, I didn't know that he had said into his will that if I outlive him, he died before I die,
yes.
and he won't Bobby rest. He had that in his will, man.
What an incredible compliment, wasn't it?
Oh, man. I didn't know that until I got there to that day to do it.
Yeah. You got to play another song for us now.
Whether
it's henpecked or whatever it is.
Someone always asks me, so Bobby Rich, why do you sing the blues? Is it because your woman left you? Now, fellas, this kind of out for the fellas now. You can always have the blues when your woman leave you. But you can also have the blues if they stay too long, if you stay around too long. Let me show you where I'm coming from. Have you ever been mistreated by someone you show enough love? Have you ever been mistreated by someone you show enough love? Out of all the men my woman could have left me for, she left me for the garbage man. No matter how bad the woman treated me, still can't get her out of my mind. No matter how bad the woman treated me, still can't get her out of my mind. Every time I see a garbage can, I think about her and the garbage man all the time. That's
all right.
The blues for you.
Tony in Columbia asked Mr. Bobby about playing at the hog killing in Marion County earlier this year. A heck of a show. They still remember. But you must have shaken up some things there.
I shook up the hog, man. I brought him back alive, although they killed him. No, this is my second time doing the hog killing thing. They got a great thing going down that base. Country town, country peoples, and good people, good loving people. But I had some fun down there, man. You know, they feed you good.
Yeah.
They listened to the music good. They enjoyed it themselves, and we had a ball.
When you have people from out of state and you are traveling around, you talk about Mississippi. In the last 10 or 15 years, man, we've really come up with some of the best museums in the South, if not the country. Forget about that.
In the country, man.
The Grammy Museum, the B.B. King, all of these things in the Max and Meridian, Mississippi, and I don't want to miss them all out, but we've just got some incredible venues out there.
Man, I went to Meridian about 5 or 6 years ago, knowing that the museum was there, but I never been inside of it. Now, just off the top of my head, I was thinking that it was just a so-so museum. When I walked in, man, it was a state-of-the-art kind of a thing, man. You know, you go to Cleveland, you go to here in Jackson, Mississippi. I mean, all of you got museums all around, man. Some small, some big.
The B.B. King is not shabby.
No, I'm saying that because you would think, I don't know why would people think because it's in Mississippi, it's something less than something else. Mm-hmm. Because, man, Mississippi got it going on, and we got a bad name for in this country because people give us a bad name by they just think we don't have it going on, don't know how to do it, or do it less than someone else is doing it. But Mississippi got it going on, and I'm telling you now.
You know, what we got to do is come together and start talking about the good points. Well, the achievements, not so much of the failures. And when you start doing that, you find yourself like the achievements more than the failures.
Oh, yeah, the good always overtake the bad, you know. And but I'm in Mississippi, and I was born in Louisiana, but my roots are here in Mississippi. I'm not saying that because I'm from Mississippi, but that's some good music, that's some good things, there's some lot of good people, a lot of good things happening in Mississippi. Let me tell you, I was in California.
We got one more segment to go real quick here, but I got to give you this one, and I'll let you wrap it up and play us a song out when we come back. I saw Mr. Rush play 4 times at Bayfront Blues Fest in Duluth, Minnesota. I will be in Clarksdale and Indianola all next week, hitting the blues museums. Dave from Minnesota, who's coming to Mississippi to enjoy the blues, and then ultimately Bobby Rush. Ain't that something? Final here, that guy right there knows how to make a guitar. His name is, he's been on the air with me. This guy in the background's been on the air with me. His name is Super Chicken. You don't know of a Super Chicken, do you, Bobby?
Yes, I do, man. Clarksdale, a friend of mine.
Yeah, he's been on the air with me, and he's made some guitars. Look, Lance, you had something that you wanted to mention. We have just only a couple of 3 minutes here, and I want to hear a song on the way out. But
I don't want to bog him down with questions, but I wanted him to brag on the voices of Mississippi, the Luther and Cody, Sade Thomas, Alvin Youngblood Hart. And I know you've had a blast with those guys, and Sade's husband. I had a blast. Talk a little bit about that.
Man, these guys, these are like my grandchildren to me, you know. And but I know that Sade's father, you know, Luther father, and God, these guys take the chip from the old block and they brought it into my soul and heart because they love what I do and respect what I do. I respect them loving their father and loving where they got their grip from. Then they comes in with me and they treats me like I'm their granddad, you know. And I'm so humble about it. And these guys are great. I just love to do it.
Grammy Award winner, also inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame, the Mississippi Musicians Hall of Fame, the Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame. I remember being by, had to cut something over at Malico Studios many years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I think half the inventory was Bobby Rush songs at Malico. So one more thing here. What was the name of the song that you were playing with the harmonica? I think it was Garbage Man.
Garbage Man. That's Garbage Man.
Leslie in Grenada said, I got to play that song for my wife. Well, Leslie, don't be blaming us. Then.
Yeah.
Let me just say this on the way out here before you crank up that last song. It's been a pleasure and a privilege. I thank you for taking the time. I know sometimes it's not easy, but anytime you want to come by, man, you have a open seat there. You're going to be at the Ellis Theater in Philadelphia on Friday, November the 10th. That's right. At 8 p.m. Anything prior to that you want to mention?
Well, I will be in New York, so I'm going to do the White House, and of course I won't be there but one day. Then I'm going to do New Jersey. I'm going to do Philadelphia. Wow. And I'm just all over. I have I have about 12 days was canceled because Buddy Guy was on the tour with me. Yeah. And I was on tour with him, rather. And he got sick and he canceled some dates, but I put a lot of dates back together. So him, myself, and a few other guys had put some dates together. So things are working out good. So I have about another 41 days to do between here and the first of the year.
Wow.
Then after that, I got almost 200 days booked for next year.
You have a new song or anything coming out?
Yeah, I have a new record out now. New CD, period, just came out. All My Love for You, and one of the songs on there that I talks about, I'm Free. It says this song went like this. So I come a long way, but I got a long way to go. The things I used to do down in Louisiana, I don't do no more. I used to carry water 15 miles for 50 cents a day. It's a shame a boy 9 years old had to work so hard every day. I used to pick cotton in the cotton field where I used to live. Now I'm still picking cotton, but I own the piece of the field. You know, I'm free. I got the shackles off my feet, chains off my mind.
Lance, you got to see if you can find that one for me, okay? Yeah. All right, play us on the way out here before we say goodbye to you, man. What are we going to play?
A little song like that. I'm broke and disgusted, lonely-hearted too. I say I'm broke and disgusted, lonely-hearted too. Won't you take me in your house, little girl, so I can have a little talk with you? If I can't be your big dog, Let me be your little dog till your big dog come home. Lord, if I can't be your big dog, mama, let me be your little dog till your big dog come home. And I will show you, little girl, how a little dog can bear a bone. If I can't sleep in your bed, let me sleep down here on your floor. If I can't sleep in your bed, baby, oh, just let me sleep down here on your floor. If I walk in my sleep, little girl, you the only one would ever know.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Bobby Rush. It has been a privilege, as I said, and a pleasure. Folks, we'll see you coming up Monday with a great lineup. Join us. Have a great weekend. See you then.